Hey everybody, Joe Pearce here with Slaps Barbecue and Prairie Fresh. Today we are cooking up one of my favorite things. We're taking buffalo wings and barbecue ribs and putting them together to create a buffalo barbecue rib sandwich. It's gonna be amazing. Let's tune in and check it out. Now's the time to pause the video, read the ingredient list, read the recipe, get everything you need, and then come back and follow step by step so you can knock this recipe out of the park. Okay everybody, it's time to start getting this recipe ready. First thing we're gonna do is we're going to prep our ribs. These Prairie Fresh all natural St. Louis cut ribs are phenomenal. They have tons of great marbling. That's intermuscular fat that will render out and make the most juicy, flavorful ribs you have ever had. So I'm gonna go ahead and set one aside here. So the first thing I like to do is I always like to flip them over, and I like to take my knife and I puncture a little hole, and then I work my finger in, because I don't wanna ruin any of the good meats on these ribs. So we just go slow, taking them out of the package. A lot of people just stab down and slice through. That's gonna give you a gouge or a cut right in the middle of the good meat. So we're gonna go ahead and take these out, toss the trash, do the same thing with the next slab. Now you can see a lot of liquid on these ribs. I like to take a towel, a towel that you're okay getting dirty, and just patting them down. You can use a paper towel, you can use a real towel, whatever you want to do, that is perfectly okay. I like using a real towel because I'm going to show you why here in 1 second. Flip it over, do the same thing to the front. All right, so these are right now. It's a dirty towel. I'm going to go ahead and put it right here in my pan. Now what we're going to do is we're actually going to trim these ribs down a little bit. We're going to cook them pretty hot and pretty fast, so the ends are just going to burn. So I'm gonna flip them over. I'm gonna count 1, 2 bones on the inside. Go ahead and cut that guy off. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the other end. I'm gonna kind of feel 1, 2, and then I'm gonna cut that off. So that kind of squares these ribs up, and those ends are kind of gonna burn anyway. Okay, the competition cooking me right now says I have to square this off. Okay, I feel better about that. Now that you got these squared up, I'm gonna take your knife, run it right up under that first bone, right between the membrane and the bone. And now you're gonna take the towel that's already dirty and grab that membrane and peel it right off. That's why we keep the towel. All right, that guy is ready to go. Let's set him to the side. We're gonna do the same thing with this one. Little husband tip here, don't use your kitchen towels, leave a membrane inside of it, and then put them in the washing machine. Wives don't like that. They don't like that at all. Okay, so now that we got these ribs trimmed and the membrane off the back, it's time to give them a little bit of rub. So I'm gonna take a foil pan, I'm gonna set each slab in the pan, like so. I'm gonna flip them meat side down, just like that. I'm gonna take our rub. This can be any barbecue rub you want. I'm using our Slaps Barbecue Perfect Blend. We're gonna go ahead and put a kind of a medium to light coat on the back. Go ahead with you have your dry hand and your wet hand. Go ahead and flip them over with your wet hand, like so. And then you can keep this hand dry for holding your container. Again, we're gonna put kind of a medium to heavy coat on the front side of these. So we're gonna let these ribs set for about 10 to 15 minutes to kind of let the rub really adhere to the meat. If you're in a crazy hurry, you wanna get these on the smoker, you can go ahead and pat them in a little bit. These ribs have been sitting for about 10 to 15 minutes. They are ready to go on the smoker. Let's head outside and take a look. All right, everybody, these ribs have been on the smoker for about an hour and 15 minutes. It's time to get them wrapped. So I just pulled them off the smoker. We're gonna go ahead and take our brown sugar. We're gonna put a nice little bead of brown sugar on the bottom. We're gonna take the ribs. We're gonna set them meat side up. Take a little more brown sugar. Go right over the top, like that. Little barbecue rub. And then a little buffalo sauce. Just a nice, easy swipe right across the top. Not using it all. We got a little more to do. So then we're gonna double wrap these in foil. We're gonna take 2 sheets of foil, flip it up, tuck the ends in first, and then bring the sides up, and then wrap them down like so. That is the professional and correct way to do that at all times. Okay, let's go ahead and get these ribs back on the smoker at 300 degrees for about another 45 minutes to an hour. Now is the time to get the summer coleslaw ready. We just got ribs on the smoker, so we have about an hour and 15 minutes. Let's go ahead and get this chopped up and seasoned and put it in the fridge so it can meld and rest and be nice and cold when we go to make our sandwich here in a little bit. Okay, the first thing I'm gonna start with is our cabbage. So we're just gonna go ahead and thinly slice this up real quick. We don't need the whole thing. This is a bunch of big, hard cabbage in the core of it, so we're gonna throw that away. So let's go ahead and take it and put it in our bowl. Go ahead and do the same thing with our red cabbage. Perfect. Again, when you get down to the core here, these hard pieces, just go ahead and toss that. It's not good for coleslaw. We just want the nice, soft outer pieces. And the longer the liquid sits on this slaw, the softer those pieces get. Always remember, kind of peel the first layer of your red onion off. And now we're gonna kind of thinly slice this because we want nice, thin slices of onion in the coleslaw. Kind of depends on the size of your red onion. Let's go ahead and mix those up in there. Now we're gonna take our sliced carrot, go ahead and dump that in. Now, get in here, mix it up with your hands, break up any big chunks you have. And now to start with our ingredients. First things first, red wine vinegar, about 1/4 cup. Light extra virgin olive oil, about 1/8 cup. Full tablespoon of black pepper. Personal preference, you can always back off the black pepper if you're not a huge black pepper fan. We're gonna salt. To taste, we started with a little pinch. Now we're gonna get it in there with our hands and really get this mixed up. It's flavorful, it's colorful, it's light. It's not going to be a real heavy mayonnaise-based coleslaw like some out there. This is a nice summer slaw that we're gonna put on the side of our meal and then on top of the sandwich. So let's go ahead and get this in the fridge. All right, guys, these ribs just came off the smoker. They are ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and take them out of this foil pan and onto our table. You can see the juices just draining out of them. Let's go ahead and open them up, take a look. Oh man, these guys look absolutely tender and perfect. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right, let's get the other slab. Oh man, just tender, juicy, perfect. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to debone these ribs. So it's always good to let them cool off just a little bit, or you can do what I do and have no feeling in my fingers and really just go in here and take all the bones out of one of these slabs. All right, let's discard the bones. Now we're gonna flip this back over. We're gonna kind of cut them into good healthy portions for eating. like so. Let's leave that last one there. That's a nice looking rib. Okay. Now we're gonna take our brioche bun, set it down. We're gonna start with, let's go ahead and take that guy and one more. Put it on the sandwich. Okay. Now we're gonna take these crispy onions, nice little handful of them, put them right over the top. So I'm gonna put the buffalo sauce on here, nice and easy, just a little bit. Oh, that's perfect looking. Now we're gonna take a nice handful of this slaw. We're gonna set it right on top. I'm gonna finish with a little barbecue rub, like so. Just another little splash of buffalo sauce. So now our sandwich is assembled, and doesn't that look ridiculous? So there we have it, guys. The buffalo barbecue rib sandwich is completed. Let's go ahead and make a bunch of these up and enjoy a wonderful mealtime with your family. From Slaps Barbecue and Prairie Fresh, have a wonderful day.